Hey, good people. So today I am making some salmon croquettes over some cheddar grits. It's probably the only time I don't put sugar in my grits. Anywho, this is how we're going to get started with all these various seasonings. I will have the full recipe on my website, and the link to that will be in the description of this video. So first you're going to add these various Cajun seasonings on the salmon. You're going to do that on both sides. And after adding olive oil and then the seasoning, you're going to rub that in. And again, you're going to repeat those steps on the other side, adding olive oil, adding the seasonings, and then rubbing it in. Once all of that is completed, you're going to bake the salmon on 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're going to bake that for about 25 minutes. If you see that the salmon is not completely cooked at that time, you can put it under the broiler for another 5 minutes. So while the salmon is baking, I'm going to start the cheddar grits. I'm adding some water, some chicken bouillon, as well as some butter and some heavy cream. I'm going to whisk all of those in and then add the grits. Once you add the grits, you want to also whisk those in too, and you want to check on it while it is cooking because you don't want those to get lumpy. After the grits have cooked, then you're going to add some cheddar cheese to it. I'm using the processed cheese. I didn't shred any cheese on there. So I'm going to add that in. If the grits are too thick like these are, it's best to add some more milk to that, and I'll have that in the recipe ingredients too. Now that the salmon is done, I'm going to add that to a bowl and break that up. In the meantime, I'm going to also saute some vegetables. I'm adding some bell peppers as well as onions. And then once those are done sauteing, I'm going to add them to this bowl where I'm kind of like breaking up the salmon. So once the salmon has been broken up, I'm adding some Worcestershire sauce, or however you pronounce that word, but you know what it is. I'm adding the veggies. I'm going to add some mayo as well as some eggs and some panko crumbs as well as breadcrumbs. Start mixing those ingredients in. You don't want to like overmix it, but you want to have like a nice thick consistency. I've added some parsley here too, and that will be like the last of the mixing. And then I'm going to create some patties out of that. Once the patties have been formed, you're going to add some butter and olive oil to a pan and add those patties. The patties should cook for about 5 minutes on each side. So I had about 3 pounds of salmon when I baked it, and this ended up creating about 15 croquettes. Once the salmon patties are complete, you can start making the sauce that goes with this. It's like a Cajun cream sauce. So I'm using some sun-dried tomatoes, some bell peppers, butter, minced garlic, as well as some more Cajun seasonings. Again, all of the ingredients and measurements will be on the website. Once I've mixed all of that in, I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream as well as some milk. And right now, all the ingredients haven't emulsified yet, so I'm going to stir as well as whisk, and I'm going to turn the heat up so that the cream sauce starts to, combine and mingle together. So this is the consistency that I'm looking for. This took between 5 and 8 minutes. I'm constantly stirring it to get it to this point. Once everything is done, I added the grits to a bowl as well as the sauce and the salmon croquettes and added a little bit more sauce. You can plate it up however you want. Just remember, I'll have the recipe with the ingredients and measurements on my website. Remember to subscribe to the channel to see more recipes.